Donald Trump won his first election in 2016. He took office in January of 2017. In that year, in 2017, he got the Trump tax cuts. We were told it was going to be the greatest job creator in American history. It was going to lead to a new economic boom. 2017, 2018, 2019, the first 3 years of his presidency, pre-COVID, before you factor in any of those economic factors, those first 3 years, Donald Trump oversaw the creation of 1.4 million fewer jobs than Obama saw in his last 3 years. So the Trump 2017 tax cuts plateaued the economy. And then, of course, we had him ignoring a global pandemic, and then we watched the economy go right off the cliff. But just if you're dealing with the first 3 years, we didn't see the economic boom. We didn't see the job creation happen. We saw a plateauing and eventually a collapsing of the economy. That is a regular recurring theme throughout the course of my lifetime with Republican presidents. We were in rough economic times in the 70s. In comes Ronald Reagan. He's going to fix everything. What does he do? He cuts taxes more than any president has ever cut taxes before. And we see a shot upward in the deficit and thus the debt. Inflation skyrockets, and Ronald Reagan ends up raising taxes, like I think something in the neighborhood of 14 times in the following 7 years, and can never course correct. So the economy goes just fucking haywire under Reagan. We see deficit balloons. We see huge inflation. We get a little 4 years of Poppy Bush, but then in comes Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton works with the Republican Congress. They balance the budget for the last 6 years of Clinton's term. We create 22 million more American jobs, and we hand off a surplus to George W. Bush. George W. Bush then gets the Bush tax cuts early in his first term, or in his term as president. Just like Reagan came in and got his tax cuts, and we saw the economy go off the cliff. Clinton fixes it. Bush gets his Bush tax cuts, and he's not the only reason why we had the bad economic times, but it certainly contributed. And we just see the worst recession since the Great Depression. In comes Obama. What does Obama do? He fixes it. The longest streak of uninterrupted private sector job growth in American history. The stock market doubles, unemployment's cut in half, government spending is cut by 2/3, and we're pulled back from the brink of the worst recession since the Great Depression. Not from the brink of another depression, actually. In comes Trump. Trump gets the 2017 Trump tax cuts. We see the economy plateau, and eventually he ignores a global pandemic, and the economy goes right off the cliff. In comes Joe Biden. What happens? We stabilize again. Record stock market highs, unemployment is falling, people are going back to work. We've hit pre-employment or pre-pandemic employment levels and then surpassed that by millions more jobs. We get several pieces of key legislation passed by working with a Republican Congress. In comes Trump. What does he do? Blows the whole fucking thing up again. Here come the tariffs, here come the trade wars, here come the job losses.
Let's start with Nestle. It's cutting 16,000 jobs, or roughly 6% of its workforce. The world's largest packaged food maker says the move will help it cut costs and win back investor confidence. The Swiss maker of Kit Kats, Nespresso, Perrier is trying to reverse stalling sales growth as it faces U.S. import tariffs.
So there's 16,000 people without a job, on top of the thousands of people that have lost their job already through the federal government. And every single person that loses their job, whether they work for Nestle or whether they work for the federal government or whether they work somewhere else that's suffering right now because of Donald Trump's policies, farmers that aren't going to get their money, for example, no matter who they are, when they suffer economically, the communities that they're in suffer economically because those people now don't have the money to go grocery shopping in their local community and support the tax base. They don't have the money to pay for gas or go to the movies or have a night out at a concert or a comedy club. The ripple effect of those people not spending in their communities then hits the people in those communities, the people that own the movie theater, the people that own the bar, the people that own the restaurant, and then they employ less people, and that ripple effect gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is what Republicans have been doing to this country my entire life. for the life of me, from an economic standpoint, I don't know why anyone would ever vote Republican again.